Hey, hey, hey. Here we are again. Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Nice of you to join me live. And for those of you watching on playback, hello again. Lots of Elvis coming up this afternoon, this evening. And we're back here at Graceland, as you can see. It looks like the sun is hitting off the front of the lens, unfortunately, but that should clear as time goes on. I just want to move something on my screen here. That's done that. I can see a lot better now. There's the first bus of the day, by the looks of it, coming up with the lucky visitors. So what have we got? We've got obviously the Fan of the Month quiz. Oh, congratulations to Jack. He won, Jack Mullins. He won March's Fan of the Month quiz. And Joe Hanley won the Instagram prize. She followed the channel on the Instagram and she sent me a private message saying Elvis prize. And her name was picked out of the hat. So I will be getting your prizes off shortly, guys. Just bear with me. This day in Elvis history, Elvis photo and song of the week. Poll result, of course. We're discussing Elvis's 27th movie tonight. Stay Away Joe, they call me. Yeah. Sorry about that. Before I go any further, you'll see on the screen over there, Elvis Radio 24 hours. Get it on Google Play. The links are in the description box below. He plays obviously all Elvis's songs, rehearsals, alternate takes, live performances, and you can take it wherever you want to go. You can download it to your phone, you can download it onto your desktop or your laptop and enjoy Elvis wherever you are. I also wanted to do a quick shout out to my old mate Mike James. He does the Big Breakfast Show on Splinterwood Radio, and as you can see from there, he actually does favour Elvis a lot on the radio program, 8 a.m. until 11 a.m. Tuesday to Friday. And Mike actually had me on his show there a few months back, and I really enjoyed it. Thanks, Mike. It was great fun. And just thought I'd give Mike a good shout out because he's a great supporter of this channel and a great supporter of Elvis Presley. So what more do you want? So I did see a few. Bossa Nova Baby says, "Carry on singing, Steve." Yeah, okay, if that's what you can call it. I did see a few comments about nasty comments. About Elvis today on some channels and so forth. The lines aren't open at the moment, but you can ring me free on Facebook Messenger and Instagram. I'll open the lines later. And if anybody wants to ring in and just tell me exactly what was going on, because I missed it. I haven't been looking really at YouTube the last day or two. Or Elvis channels. I've been trying to sort out today's episode, and I'm also working on a video that will hopefully be ready in a couple of days from now, and I'll give you the heads up when I post that. But yeah, if anybody wants to ring in and tell me what was going on, it's probably the normal rubbish again, but Maxine says, "I tend to stay away from the horrible comments. I don't blame you." And by the way, while I'm seeing that there, don't forget it's Marvelous Maxine and Epic Earl doing the moderation duties today. And unfortunately, we've had to go over to subscribers mode only to try and keep the spam bots away. So if you haven't subscribed and you do want to comment on the live shows and you want to take part in the Elvis quiz, you do have to subscribe. And of course, I've said many times, click the bell, turn it black, and select all. Don't just go personalized, because you won't get hardly any recommendations from this channel. Right, so will we dive into the 27th movie, Stay Away Joe? And I've got pictures to go with it. By the way, coming up later on as well, Earl, my moderator, Earl Walker, sent me a couple of photographs, And I don't recall seeing them before. And I'm in two minds where they stem from. First of all, I said 1950s, and then I said early 1960s, and now I'm toying again with whether it's just while he was in Germany or... So I'll show those near the end of the show, and you can let me know what you think. And I'll tell you why I think it might be taken in Germany. However, I'm getting off the track, so that's to look forward to later on. Stay Away Joe is, as I said, Elvis's 27th movie. We're getting near the end of the movies now, so we'll be moving on to newer, fresher topics after a few more weeks. Not that I haven't enjoyed doing the movies, and I hope you've enjoyed listening to the opinions of myself, the critics, and the viewers and listeners here, what they thought of the movies as we went through them, and also me picking my favourite song from each movie, and me also asking you to vote on the favourite song, your favourite song, and I always link it after the show as well. So yeah, it's a 1968 American comedy western movie with musical interludes. Yes, there wasn't as much songs in the Elvis movies from now on. After Speedway was the last formulaic film. I think I mentioned that last week. From now on, there's very little music, more sort of serious side to things, to Elvis's movies. It's set in modern times, directed by Peter Tewksbury, who would also direct Elvis the following year in The Trouble with Girls and How to Get Into It. So Elvis Presley is Joe Lightcloud. Burgess Meredith, there's Burgess. He played Charles Lightcloud, or Charlie Lightcloud. He's probably best known for his role as the Penguin in Batman, of course. Joan Blondell, let's get Joan up. There's Joan as Glenda Callahan. Katie Jurado as Annie Lightcloud. Lovely Katie. And we also had Joe Esposito and Charlie Hodge uncredited. All right. So you'll have to look out for those. I'm sure you know where they are in the movie. No Mickey. What was that? No, that's Mickey from Ricky. I thought somebody was talking about... is that a live feed from a webcam behind you? Yes, it is. It is a live feed. That is the Graceland cam. The sun is moving around a little bit now, so it's not so bad. But that's what it is. It's almost like flare marks on the front of the mansion. If anybody wants to give us a wave from the selfie circle, that little circle just behind that lady there, that's what Mr. Cam Man calls it. He calls it the selfie circle because that's where a lot of visitors stand and they take selfies with themselves in front of the mansion. Anyway, I'm getting off the subject here. A very, very quick resume of the plot. Native American rodeo rider Joe Lightcloud, Elvis Presley, is a Navajo whose family still lives on the reservation. He returns to the reservation in a white Cadillac convertible that he uses to drive cattle. Like you do. Joe persuades his congressman to give him 20 heifers and a prize bull so that he and his father can prove that the Navajos can be successful in raising cattle on the reservation. If their experiment is successful, the government will help the Navajo people, but Joe's friend Bronk accidentally barbecues the prize bull. How do you accidentally barbecue a bull? Anyway, Joe is able to borrow a bull named Dominic, but the bull shows no interest in the heifers. Mammy Callahan, the daughter of shotgun-toting tavern owner Glenda Callahan, can't seem to stay away from the girl chasing Joe. Joe trades in his horse at a used car dealership for a red convertible automobile, which he sells off the parts to obtain cash from a salvage yard. After almost all the usable parts are sold, Joe rides around on a beat-up motorcycle. Oh, yes, he does. Actually, I forgot to throw up the pictures. Actually, that's Joe Esposito with his back to us, isn't it? That's obviously, I think also just by the handlebars, that looks like Jerry Schilling as well. To raise money, Joe organises a contest in which riders have to ride Dominic the bull. Joe has to ride Dominic and hang on in order to win the prize money, which he does. In a fight at his father's house, Joe and his friends are involved in a large fight that destroys the house that they have been building. Elvis was paid $850,000, same as his previous movie, Speedway, but this time he received only 40% of the profits, not 50%. So by now, Elvis's take was starting to go down as well. Just an honourable mention to how fantastic Elvis looks in that yellow shirt in Stay Away Joe. The screenplay was adapted from the failed Broadway musical Whoop Up and retained many of the same plot devices and characters, including Joe's grandfather who refuses to live in a house, preferring his ancestral teepee. Now there's an offset photograph. It's gone now, but that is Elvis. And it looks like he's in a shop because you can see the bottles of liquor behind him. And that fantastic photo was used for the cover of Guitar Man. And there he is with his beat-up motorcycle. Look at the tan. Look at Elvis's tan from the Arizona sun. Because it was actually filmed in Sedona in Arizona, I believe. For the first time since Wild in the Country, neither an LP record nor an extended play single was planned for an Elvis film soundtrack. 3 songs were written for the film by the stalwart team of Sid Wayne and Ben Weissman, who had already contributed close to 50 songs for various Elvis movies in that decade, in the 60s. The recording sessions took place at RCA Studio B. He'd now completely abandoned radio recorders for soundtrack recordings. On October the 1st, 1967, at the end of the session, Elvis made his record producer, Felton Jarvis, promise to never release Dominic. He was so embarrassed about singing about a bull, I believe. The song written for him to sing to a bull, yeah. However, the song is actually sung to 2 women in the movie without the bull present, but they're still singing about Dominic. Dominic would eventually make its first official CD appearance on Kissing Cousins, Clambake, Stay Away Joe soundtrack compilation in 1994, long after the deaths of both Elvis and Felton. It had previously been released unauthorized as Dominic the Impotent Bull on a 1982 bootleg compilation, which I will not give the title here, as I feel it is disrespectful to Elvis. I'm sure a lot of you actually know which one I'm talking about. If you don't, you can send me a PM or you can email me on elvistheultimatefan@gmail.com, or you can, as I say, send me a private message and I'll tell you what the actual title was, but it was very disrespectful to Elvis. The other 2 songs, Stay Away Joe and All I Needed Was the Rain, were not even featured on the promotional single for the film premiere, but instead respectively appeared on the budget albums Let's Be Friends in 1970 and Elvis Sings Flaming Star in 1969. 2 additional songs related to the film were recorded at sessions on January the 10th and 11th, 1968 at the same studio, Studio B. Going Home by Joy Byers would not be used, resurfacing on the soundtrack to the next Elvis film, Speedway, while a different song entitled Stay Away, rewritten from the tune of Greensleeves by Sid Temper and Roy C. Bennett, would appear as a B-side on the number 28 single US Mail. Released on February the 28th, 1968, the B-side Stay Away would peak at number 68 on the Billboard Hot 100, independently of US Mail. So there you have it. And I asked you to vote. Oh, there's that sort of on-set photograph of Elvis, and you can see the bottles of liquor behind him. It's quite a nice shot. And again, that shot there, which was used on the cover of the 1981 Felton overdubbed a whole load of new instruments on to Guitar Man. So I asked you to vote for 4 songs from the soundtrack of Stay Away Joe. Don't forget, just a reminder to thumbs up this if we can. We're trying to get as many thumbs up for these live shows as possible, because the way YouTube works is the more thumbs up a video gets, the more it recommends, the more people see it, and the more fans we get, hopefully, turned on. And if you do want to particularly if there's something you want me to read out or answer or anything like that, you can send a Snapchat, you hear me? Snapchat. I'm not even on Snapchat. A super chat by using the Snapchat. You can by using the $sign below the chat. Okay, so here we go. Stay Away Joe. I asked you to vote for Stay Away. Stay Away Joe. All I Needed Was the Rain. And then I threw in Dominic as well because I just couldn't resist. And here's some of your comments. Joe Hanley. Hi, Joe. As I said earlier on, I'll be getting your prize off shortly. Don't worry. Just bear with me. It's been a hectic week here. She says, I'm torn between All I Needed Was the Rain and Stay Away, but I voted for All I Needed Was the Rain. I like them both. Okay, so Joe will say All I Needed Was the Rain. Tack Ridge says, when I think about the opener song Stay Away, I always think of the explicit outtake. It is funny. Yes, that's right. Elvis says something about the Eagles, doesn't he? When the first take breaks down. Alan Groom, Stay Away All the Way. Okay, hi Alan, by the way. Edwidge says, hello Steve. Hello Edwidge. I chose Stay Away, which is gorgeous, but I also like Dominic, funny song. I don't think Elvis shared your thoughts on that. The Chipmunk has pneumonia. Hi, yes. Once again, the Chipmunk is still sick. I voted for Stay Away, but my favourite take of the song is Take Two. Aha. The slow version. Enjoying both versions nonetheless. It's Elvis. Come on now. Exactly. Yes, I agree. Dwayne Hunt says, All I Needed Was the Rain is the best song in the movie. I liked it even before I knew it was a movie song. I heard it one day and loved it. Yeah, I mean, All I Need Was the Rain. It's kind of got shades of the scene in Paradise Hawaiian style, A Dog's Life, when he's in the helicopter and he's got the dogs in there. But this is a lot classier song, I believe. A lot classier song than A Dog's Life. So even though I'm comparing it and saying it has shades of A Dog's Life, it's only the sort of the scene has got the shades of it. Mega Donkey says, not a lot to pick from, but Stay Away is a standout. No, there are not many to pick from. I could only really choose 4. Helen Dean says, imagine if Dominic wins this poll. Well, so it's funny you should say that, because I looked earlier on and Dominic got 95% of the votes. I'll tell you, if you believe that, you'll believe anything. Did I keep a straight face when I said that? Elvis Austin says singing to wet dogs is funny. That's right. And one dog is almost singing along with him as well. And also at the end he says, what are you howling around at? And get your tail out of my mouth and all that. So it is quite a funny scene. Funnier than probably A Dog's Life, and the song is better as well. So without further ado, let's do the poll. 95% of people voted for Dominic. No. There you go. Okay. It was a close poll, actually. You don't normally get 2 like that with only, 5% between them. Stay Away 37, Stay Away Joe 17, All I Needed Was the Rain 42%, and Dominic 4%. Yeah, okay, Dominic 4%. Fair enough. Okay. Good afternoon, Steve and Elvis friends. Hello, Nancy. How are you? I loved it, a wet Elvis. Yeah, it was almost like a cold shower he was having, wasn't it, Maxine? I'll let you know what my favourite song from the movie was later, near the end of this live stream. And it could well be Dominic. You'll have to wait around and say, was it Dominic? You know, because you just never know what I might do. You know me, you know what I'm like now. Fun song, Dominic. Right. As I say, coming up later, I'll open the phone lines after the Fan of the Month quiz, And I will be interested to know if anybody does want to ring in and tell me about what's been going on YouTube. I'd be interested to discuss it. And also, if anybody wants to discuss Stay Away Joe or the trailer, if anybody wants to discuss anything, don't be shy. Ring me up and say hi. I don't bite. And we're going to do Earl, if you're ready, and Maxine, if you're ready. We're going to do the Fan of the Month quiz. Yeah, EAP Elaine says, what a tease, Steve. I must thank everybody who bought me coffee during the week. It's very kind. Thank you very, very much. I do appreciate it. It all goes back into the channel, as you know, to buy to buy the prizes and so forth. Not so much, I mean, not to buy the prizes, but just to put them towards the prizes, and also just the little bit, the few running costs that it takes to run the channel, and just to show your appreciation as well. If you chose Dominic Steve, you'll have to sing it. Oh God, I'm in trouble now. Don't forget, we do have a new sound effect for the person that gets the question right first.
Yeah, baby.
We introduced that last week.
Yeah, baby.
The we kind of worn that one out, although I might bring it back sometime. Quite a few people now visiting Graceland. It's starting to get busy now. If you want to ring in and tell me your story about visiting Graceland, I'd love to hear it. So, everybody is ready by the looks of it. Maxine, hi Maxine, says I'm ready. I'm getting 2 thumbs up from Earl. Earl, I'm going to do your photographs later. I'm not going to do what I did last week. Spoke to you on the phone, told you I'd do it, and then went completely out of my head. I should have Civ written across my forehead, but I've got it actually written down in my notes, my show notes this week, so that I don't forget. Earl's pictures, okay? Earl's pictures. Let's vote for Steve to sing. Yeah, right, okay. What does Elvis say?
Yeah, baby.
Right, so here we go. Joyce says, let's talk Stutz. Yes. We'll get there. We will get there, Joy. Don't you worry. Probably one more version, I think. Right, here we go. And you'll be pleased to know it's the Name That Song again with the initials of the first letter of each word. And there's only one long one this week as well. I might go back to general knowledge next week or something else. Okay, right. Helen says, you are human, Steve. I hope I am, yes. Right. So, yeah, as always, where's my pen? You might need a pen just to jot down the initials. It's the first letter of each word of the song title. And as I say, this one, this is just going to be speed only. People are going to know this. Okay? DLMN. D for Donald, L for Larry, M for Mother, N for Norman. DLMN. What is that song title? Oh, don't go, Mother. This is Mother God of all creation. Goodbye, Elvis family. Please don't go. Okay, Jack, Don't Leave Me Now gets...
Yeah, baby.
And everybody else is saying, Don't Leave Me Now. Actually, that's strange, isn't it? Mother of all creation left, and then the first song is DLMN, Don't Leave Me Now. Just, I think it was Jack. Just confirm that for me, guys. Jack's on a roll. Is Jack going to win the quiz 2 months in a row? Thanks, Earl. Thanks, Maxine. I've got a bit of a surprise for you as well coming up in the next few weeks, because I have to do the Elvis Fan of the Year, which we do in August, the closest show to the 16th of August. And I think you're going to be impressed with the prize, but I won't say any more. And basically, the way we do it is everybody that takes part in the quiz and gets the answer right first, even if you don't win for the month. If you just, for instance, if Jack only got that and he got that right and no other questions right for the whole year, his name would still go in the hat. So that's why it's worth taking part in the quiz, is because you could win Elvis Fan of the Year prize. And it's a good one. I think it's a good one anyway. I'd want to win it. That's how good it is. Oh, look at this. 2 letters. That's all this is. 2 letters. And boy, I tell you what, this is going to be speed again. Somebody tie Jack's hands behind his back for this one, because it's HL. H for Harry, L for Larry. Harry Larry, HL. I wonder who it's going to be. No, it's not Tickets to Graceland. No. Hey, Michael Johnson. Congratulations, Michael Johnson. You get a...
Yeah, baby.
Well done, Michael. Harbour Lights. I'd say Jack was in there. Yes, Jack was in there. Actually, Ruth got in a... Wow. Do you know what? I've definitely shot myself in the foot here, because people are saying hard luck, and they're right, because HL could have been hard luck as well, but that's not the one I was looking for. That's the first time that's happened. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, the one I was looking for was Harbour Lights, and Michael Johnson put Harbour Lights. So, yeah, Mega Nunky, 2 songs, Hard Luck and Harbour Lights. I suppose that's the danger when it's such a short song title. So, Arrow, hello, how are you, Arrow? So that was the one I was looking for. And so Michael Johnson gets a...
Yeah, baby.
Right. There's going to be no ambiguity with this one, because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 6 letters, and it's the longest one of the night as well. And stand by. HYUNYD. HYUNYD. Yeah. Don't forget, it's very important to give these, if you like them, a thumbs up, because we're trying to get as many likes as we can for these live shows, because it helps. That's the way YouTube works. The more ups we get, the more it shows this to other people, recommends it to other people. And people say, oh, well, I'll have a look at that. Oh, I like Elvis. I'm going to buy his records. No, Mark, it's not how have I told you lately I love you. Unless that's just directly to me. Hey, Duncan Campbell, he's your uncle, not your dad.
Yeah, baby.
Well done. Well done, Duncan. By the way, Jack, I didn't... oh, no, he's all right. I was going to say, I didn't see Jack answering, but he has. He's your uncle, not your dad. I was only joking when I said tie his hands behind his back. Here's a good one. This will be coming up in a few weeks, so I've given you a clue here. LFATS. LFATS. L for Larry, F for Frank, A for Alpha, T for Tommy, and S for Steve. LFATS. Hi, Noelset. Nice to see you here. Mark. Mark says not thinking straight. Yeah, I know. It's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah, Mega Donkey says, let's forget about the stars.
Yeah, baby.
Well done. Okay, I'll just make sure that it was Mega Donkey, but I think it is. So I'm going to put your name down. I got the Norset 45. Let me have a look. Was it Norset? I have got Let's Forget About the Stars, Mega Donkey, and then Norset 45. So, Earl, who do you see first? Do you see Norset or Mega Donkey? From Charo, I think, wasn't it? Let's Forget About the Stars. Yes, I like it as well. I think it's a good song. Yeah, it was Mega Donkey. Right, here we go. Another one. I'm going to give you another clue. Another one in the future. We'll be talking about this one in a few weeks' time. C-U-Y-O-B. C-U-Y-O-B. Elvis Austin, Bossa Nova Baby says, I blame it on my internet. Yeah, it can be that, actually. It can be the internet. Okay, so we've got Clean Up Your Own Backyard, right? And that's Elvis Austin.
Yeah, baby.
It's quite well spread out tonight. Of people being first. We've got Jack, well done Jack, Michael Johnson, well done Michael, Duncan Campbell, well done, Mega Donkey, and then Elvis Austin. So well done to all those so far. And look at those, Clean Up Your Own Backyards. Wowee. Yeah. Not only do I love that song, a lot of people are saying I love that song. Norset 45 is saying they love it, right? Elvis, Earl Walker says Jack. But I have got Elvis Austin, then Joy, then Jack. So, yeah, I've got it. Yeah, Maxine is saying Elvis Austin. Yeah, what I was saying was that not only do I love that song, Clean Up Your Own Backyard, I actually love the film sequence of it. And there's some really, really good widescreen 4K versions of Clean Up Your Own Backyard on YouTube. And he just looks phenomenal, phenomenally good looking in that sequence. Right, here we go. 3 letters. H-A-H. And this is the final one for the night. This is round 2 of 4, April the 10th. There's obviously 4 Sundays in April. That's okay, Earl. No problem whatsoever. Sweet Chariot is another great sequence. Yep. Yep, I agree. Elvis Austin, Have a Happy. That's what it is. H-A-H, Have a Happy.
Yeah, baby.
JC22, well done. Have a Happy. Not so many. They're coming through now. I was going to say maybe that was a tricky one. H-A-H. Edwidge, Elaine, Mega Donkey says Elvis Austin gets it. Yes, correct. Okay, right. So, who do we have for Have a Happy? I have got Elvis Austin, followed very closely by Jack Mullins. Okay. So, I've got Maxine saying Jack Mullins. And what about Earl? Could be a little bit laggy tonight, maybe. That's the problem. Who is everybody seeing as getting Have a Happy right? It was a tricky one, Michael Johnson says. Gracie G says, "Oh, poo, I missed it." Yeah. Elvis Austin. Well done, guys. You've got a few more weeks yet to get in. And as I say, the beauty of it is everybody that got the answers, no, not everybody, but the first person to get the answer correct go in to the Elvis Fan of the Year. So even if you only get one question right, you're the first person to get the question right in the 12 months, you still go into the pot for Elvis Fan of the Year. And I'll be telling you in the next few weeks what that, to me, actually, I think is quite an exciting prize. Not a lot of people will actually have it. I know some people will have one of these things, but not everybody. And I know that a lot of fans covet it, this particular item. I'm trying to be careful not trying to say too much. And it's your chance to win one. And it doesn't matter whether you're a male, female, or a child. It will suit you. It will. Yeah, I won't say any more because the more I say, the more you'll be able to guess. Let's do the live poll. I do it most weeks where I ask a question. I do a live poll, and I typed it out and it's disappeared. So I'm going to have to type it again. So it's a live poll, and you can vote until I close it. So you can actually vote from now until I close it. Which of these items would you love to own? Okay, that's the question. And I'm going to just type the, obviously the options, and the options are. I'm not a very fast typer, by the way, but it's worth the wait. And that's the first option. Option number 2. And finally, I'm going to ask you talk about a one-finger job or a one-finger typist. And I misspelt that. So it was telling me I misspelt it. Right, there you go. That is the poll. Basically, it is, which of these items would you love to own? An item of his clothing, a lock of his hair, or an item from his jewelry box. All right, so I can see people are starting to vote already. Thank you very much. Sorry, I just kept you holding there while I one finger typed. We're gonna do the Elvis history, and it's a big day in Elvis history, because do you know what I'll do? I'll actually open the phone lines as well. So if anybody wants to ring me about what I said earlier about all the nonsense, somebody said there was a lot of nonsense going on online about Elvis and all this and all that. If people want to ring me about that, they can. In the meantime, I will do I'll tell you why this is a huge day monumental day in Elvis history, because on Monday, April the 10th, 1916, one Vernon Elvis Presley was born in Fulton, Mississippi. So today would have been his 106th birthday. So happy birthday, Vernon. Thank you very much for bringing us Elvis Presley, along with Gladys, of course. 1955. I have. I've got some photographs. Elvis's fourth Sun single on 45 and 78, Baby Let's Play House, I'm Left, You're Right, She's Gone, released. The A-side was Elvis's first national chart at number 5 on the Billboard Country Singles in July 1955. So another big day in Elvis history. John Lennon used the line, I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than to be with another man, from this song, for the opening line of the Beatles song, Run for Your Life, from their 1965 album Rubber Soul. So if you're into the Beatles or you ever listen to Run for Your Life, yeah, that song, that line is lifted right from Baby Let's Play House. And he even admits it. Pure plagiarism, you know what I mean? But he wouldn't get away with it today, though. 1956, Elvis performed at the Fair Park Coliseum, Lubbock, Texas, at 8 and 9:45 p.m. Elvis's Cadillac had been driven to Lubbock to use on the tour. Elvis headlined with Farron Young, Wanda Jackson, Jimmy and Johnny, the Country Deputies, and Buddy Holly and the Two Tunes. And there's some photographs from 1956. 1958, basic training in Fort Hood, Texas, as part of the 2nd Armored Division. 1961, Blue Hawaii. Can't resist showing some photographs, some stills from the movies. 1962, Girls, Girls, Girls. And there's definitely girls, girls, girls there, without a doubt. That's a cold shower photo for both male and female. 1963, It Happened at the World's Fair, opened in the US. The movie premiered in Los Angeles on April the 3rd. Okay, but it opened nationally on the 10th. Okay. Roustabout, 1964. And I thought I would just pop this in as well about Roustabout. Elvis was injured on the set of Roustabout while he was, he insisted on doing his own stunts. Elvis had to get 9 stitches near his eye, and you can see him being mopped up there, and there. That looks like Alan Fortas over his shoulder, and then over his other shoulder with the glasses on, Marty Lacker, and Richard Davis just out of shot. He doesn't seem too perturbed about it. There's plenty of blood there, though, isn't there? The script was rewritten to match his injury, showing Elvis having an accident by crashing his motorbike through a picket fence. 1965, Hiram Scarum. Actually, just going back to the Roustabout thing, I'm pretty sure that the Colonel wasn't too happy about it because he probably thought it could have been a lot worse. And it could have held up filming and so forth, shooting. But anyway, not too bad in the end. I'm sure he had a scar there for the rest of his life that he could show people. Hiram Scarum, this day in 1965. Clambake, we covered that a couple of weeks ago, 1967. Live a Little, Love a Little in 1968. This is what he was doing on this day in those years. He was filming, working on these movies. Ladies, if you were sick and this was your doctor, there's change of habit, Dr. Ross Carpenter, I'm pretty sure that you would actually be sick a little bit more often. So there you go. That's what Elvis was doing on April the 10th, 1969. He was shooting Change of Habit. Okay. Yeah, JC22 jewelry. I think it's probably my poor spelling, actually. I was trying to type it and talk at the same time. I typed it earlier. I don't know where it disappeared. So please, I see there's a few votes. The poll has been running for 5 minutes, but I'd love for as many people as possible to vote. And which of these items would you love to own? An item of Elvis's clothing, a lock of his hair, or a piece of his jewelry? So please vote on that. It doesn't cost you anything. You just click on your choice and that's it. You can put it to bed then after that. And again, do you know what I'll do? When I announce now this is only available, unfortunately, for live viewers, if you're watching this on catch up, you won't actually see the poll, but you will hear me announce the result. So hang on and keep listening for me to announce the result. And I'll also tell you what my choice would have been as well. Whether I would have chose his clothing, hair, or piece of jewelry. Now, I'll take Ross Carpenter off, and I'll say that in 1972, Elvis performed at the Coliseum, Richmond, Virginia, and his show was filmed and recorded for the movie Elvis on Tour. And I thought I had some photographs of that, but I must have forgot to load them up. But we know what Elvis looked like at Richmond, Virginia. Let's do Earl's pictures before we do let's do my pick of the week first. My pick of the week from Stay Away Joe is this one. And this is actually a still from some 8mm footage that was filmed on the set at the time in Sedona, Arizona. And he was fooling around putting these glasses on. And they're kind of sort of like, are they like tortoiseshell? But they're like John Lennon-esque round frames, aren't they? And he was kind of pulling funny faces at the camera and things like that. So that is my pick of the week from Stay Away Joe. Now, Earl, sorry I forgot you last week. Jeff says I'm going for clothing. Lisa Lewis says love one of his rings. I've seen Paul Castle on here, and I remember Paul a couple of weeks ago when we were doing the Double Trouble movie, that Paul said that he might be able to get hold of Annette Day. So I'm wondering whether you had any luck yet, or whether you'd heard anything. If you want to let me know, you can always message me or send me an email. But I'm still keen to talk to Annette if anybody knows her and can get in touch with her. So Earl's pictures. Earl sent me these a couple of weeks ago, and I says we would try and discuss them on the show. And I at first I thought they were 1960, then I thought they were the 1950s while he was in the army, and then I'm torn. So I'll show you them and let me know what you think. There's the first one, and the thing that makes me think that it might be during the army. See, it's not easy to see his haircut there because it's very dark. But is it around the time when he was in the army and he had the tonsillitis, which actually turned out to be he nearly died because he suffered carbon monoxide poisoning from a Jeep heater when he threw the tarpaulin over the Jeep to try and keep warm. So there's another one as well with a young lady. And again, it's the same night. Does anybody know? Can anybody give me a date on these photographs? Because I must admit, and it's unusual for me not to have seen a photograph before. I always think I've seen all the photographs of Elvis, and then along comes a photograph that I haven't seen. So, but it is rare. So I was just wondering, is there anybody that can tell me, do they know when that photograph was taken? Who the young lady is? Is the lady Vera the one that was with him in the army? If that's Vera, then the one that he dated while he was in Germany, then obviously it was taken in Germany. But the thing round his neck leads me to wonder. Banjo Paul says a pair of his underpants. I don't think so. So I was just wondering, could anybody throw any light on those? Girl's hair looks 60s-ish. Yeah, well, that's one of the things I was looking at. I must admit, I thought that is Vera. Joy says that is Vera in Munich, right? So this would have been 1958/59, probably 1959 then. I mean, his hair does kind of look sort of army-ish. But then again, his hair did go sort of blondish while he was in the army, and it looks quite black there. But it's hard to see because it's a dark night. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
How are you? Can you help me out on these photographs?
Yeah, I've just seen them. I do believe you are right. I think it is from about 1959 when Elvis was in the army.
Right. And that's probably Vera with him, is it?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I have seen a similar photograph to that one, but I haven't seen. There's another one as well, but then them two I haven't seen. But
Yeah.
I do believe that is 1959.
Right, and the thing around his neck was probably to do with the tonsillitis
Yeah, I
stroke,
think so. Yeah,
carbon monoxide poisoning. Right.
Yeah, because there's not many photographs from '59 where you see him and he hasn't got that around his neck.
Yeah.
Or pre-army, so whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
that's great. So. That's great.
Yeah,
I must admit now, I Earl, fair play to Earl. He sent those to me, and I thought, I don't think I've seen those before, or if I have, or if I have, it's a long, long time ago, and I forgot.
Yeah. Well, there's so many pictures of Elvis, isn't there?
Yeah,
it comes up. There's always one that comes out. Obviously, I ain't seen that one.
Yeah. The trouble is there's so many Photoshop ones floating around as well now. There's ones of the one that strikes me at the moment is the one where him and Lisa are dancing in the living room at Graceland, and I mean that is just so fake.
Yeah, you can tell straight away. You can just tell, can't you, straight away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that. That's so 1959, we think.
I think so. Yes, Steve. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Stay Away Joe. Yeah, I thought it was a good picture, good light-hearted film. Elvis looked fantastic in it, I thought.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I thought I really liked all his films from back end. The '67 wasn't so good, but from Speedway until the end now, I thought his films were, they got better again and enjoyable.
This one was actually released before Speedway, even though it was filmed afterwards.
Yeah. But I think it's the soundtrack. Obviously, it wasn't the best, but there's still a few good songs in it, and I think I would have voted the same for All I Need Was the Rain. I think that's a great song.
Right, yeah. Well, it only just beat Stay Away. Stay Away got 37%.
Great song as well. Yeah, they're both really good songs. Dominic again. Yeah, it's a fun song. I suppose you can just say it's the same as old McDonald's in Double Trouble, but it fit the scene, didn't it? The same thing.
Yeah, it did. It
fit the scene in the movie, but
it's strange. It's a strange scene where he's singing about Dominic to two girls.
Yeah. It is. I suppose, like he said, he didn't want things like that to release. And he kind of said himself, didn't he, when he made the '68 Combat Special? He did say, didn't he? He doesn't want to do any songs he don't believe in again.
Yes.
And I'm sure he didn't believe in all them songs beforehand. But he had to do it, didn't he?
Yeah. So, well, he was very honourable, and he always sort of stuck to his contracts. But I'm sure there was a little bit of him died inside when he saw you be singing to a bull.
Yeah. I thought, he sang to dogs and all sorts, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what I was saying about the All I Needed Was the Rain. It had shades of A Dog's Life, but it was a lot classier song, and even the acting was better. Yeah,
it was, and I think the song itself was kind of a bit bluesy as well, wasn't it? He had a bit of the mouth organ at the start. It's a bit like Hard Luck from Frankie and Johnny.
Yeah, another good song.
But a shorter version. But I always looked at that song. I thought, it only runs for about a minute and something.
It's quite a short song. Yeah.
But again, a favourite of mine. And again, it fits the film great. And as it was only probably four songs in the film, it has to stand out with We'll Stay Away Joe. The film song obviously itself was quite good. Itself as well. It was quite upbeat. But
it's gonna be a very short poll when I get to Charo anyway.
Yeah.
2 songs. 2 songs.
But I think the title track for me would when it hands down, it's a great song. I think.
It's very sort of almost like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, isn't it, with the drums and everything?
Yeah, it is. I'm sure Elvis will want to do something like that, but again, I think the censors tying that film down.
Well, the Colonel. It's probably the Colonel that did that.
Yeah. Well, I did read a story as well about when Clint Eastwood did all the spaghetti westerns. A lot of people were moaning around the time that they didn't like the thought of everybody getting killed and in the films and stuff.
Yeah.
And the censors are told, and they heard about this film now that Elvis was doing that. It was hopefully trying to go down them lines of the Clint films, but they tried to censor as much as they could from that film
Yeah.
as well. They
Yeah.
didn't go down that, which is a shame, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, you know,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Never
Thanks
mind.
very much, Mark.
Okay.
All the best.
Yes, Dave.
Cheers.
Thanks for that.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, mate. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All I needed was the rain was Mark's choice then. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, Earl's Pictures. Yes, according to Mark, he thinks what I think as well was it was around the time of Munich and 1959 when Elvis was in the army. The giveaway might be the tie around Elvis's neck. When he said that he had tonsillitis. Maybe he did have tonsillitis. He probably did have an attack of tonsillitis, but he also nearly died in the army. In fact, I think I did a video about it a few months ago. He nearly had carbon monoxide poisoning. Hi, Maxine.
Hello, Steve.
How are you?
I'm doing real good. How are you?
So tell me, which of these items would you love to own? Elvis clothing, lock of hair, or piece of jewellery?
See, loads of people go for the jewellery and the clothing. I said his hair.
Did you? Right. Fair enough.
Yeah. It's a strange one, I know, but...
No. I mean, it's on the poll, so, you know.
Yeah. I thought it'd be different.
I'll be interested to see, and I'll let you know at the end as well what I would have picked as well.
Ooh.
Could have been a lock of hair. Could have been a lock of hair. I could have put. I could have used it as a transplant. Although, but it wouldn't match. Wouldn't match my color. Wouldn't match my color. Now,
someone said you could clone him.
Yeah. I mean, I know there's still plenty of his hair around, so maybe one day.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe one day. Tell me, have you watched Stay Away Joe?
I have, and I absolutely love Stay Away Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a fun movie, and it's got a good cast. I mean, Burgess Meredith. And
oh yeah, she's so beautiful.
Yeah. I just think it's a fun movie, and I like the scenes. There's lots of good scenes in them. I particularly didn't read out any of the critics today because the reason being is they were just being unkind about it for the sake of being unkind. You know, they just didn't have anything good to say about it at all. And there's good things about Stay Away Joe. And one of the things is he looked bloody fantastic in it as well. I don't know. I wish I could tan like that. My God.
I know.
What's your favourite part?
I love the part where he's singing to the dogs in the rain.
Yeah. You probably voted for that, did you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So you're the 42%. Yeah, you're the winner. Yeah. It's got, as I say, it's got shades of A Dog's Life, but it's a lot better. It's a lot better scene than Dog's Life. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I bet Elvis thought, "Oh no, I'm not singing to dogs again." But he looked like he was enjoying it. You know?
He did, didn't he?
Yeah. Okay, that's great.
So the other favourite funny bit is where he's like kissing with that girl in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And then her mum's just sort of like out the window.
Did you hear something? He says.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Maxine. Thanks for doing the moderation again.
That's all right. Cheers, Steve.
All right. Cheers. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Right. So we I just want to hold on to that poll because I want to remind myself to tell you what I would have voted. We've done Earl's Pictures. I'm going to do... What am I going to do? I'm going to do my song of the week. That's what I'm going to do. My song of the week from Stay Away Joe. But first of all, I'm going to talk to the lovely Ruth Daniel. Hello, Ruth. How are you?
Hello, this is Ruth Daniel calling.
Yes. How are you today?
Great. How are you, Steve?
Yeah, it's a pleasure to speak to you as always, Ruth. It really is.
Oh, well, thanks. I just wanted to let everybody know I was up at Graceland this morning, did the walk up.
Yes.
And the dogwoods are blooming. It's so pretty up there.
Yeah, you can see my backdrop today. That's the live shot from the Graceland cam, and it looks a very, very nice day.
Yes, it's beautiful here. It's probably almost 80 degrees.
Oh, wow. Wow, send some of that over here, because you can see I've got my hoodie on because it's actually cold in Ireland today.
Well, it's cold in my house.
I wish I was really at Graceland.
Yes, yes. Well, this morning it was probably 60 degrees, but it was nice.
And tell
Nice,
me,
very nice.
we know you live quite close to the mansion. Do you go into the mansion very often?
Not very often, but I go I do the walk up though. I like to do that.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite parts, walking up in the morning. And what about, have you been into the guest house?
Oh yes, my husband and I stayed there just recently in February for the Elvis Love Songs concert that
Oh,
Terry
yes.
Mike Jeffrey did.
Yes.
February 12th on our anniversary, actually.
Mm. And tell me, do you know the reason why they're not actually showing Elvis's face in any of the photographs on the walls of the guest house? Is it to do with licensing?
I believe it is. It's,
Right.
Yeah, that's what it has to do with. Yeah.
I always thought it was a bit of a strange sort of decision to make, but then I thought, well, maybe it's a licensing, and that's the reason.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So, would you would recommend when people stay at the guest house then?
Well, I like that. I like the guest house, but it's very expensive.
Yeah, well.
So
yeah.
I would probably, if I was coming into town, I would probably stay in South Haven, which I'm going to do in August.
Right.
We're going to be moving to Huntsville, Alabama soon. And so I'm coming into town for Elvis Week and staying in South Haven.
Oh, you're moving,
or even up the road
You're moving away to Huntsville. I didn't know that. All right.
Yes, my husband has a job in Huntsville, Alabama, but it's 200 miles away, so it's not far from Memphis.
That would be a long.
I'd either stay in South Haven.
That would be a long way. In Ireland, 50 miles away is a long way.
Oh no, 200 miles is about 4 hours or 5 hours away.
So will you miss your walk ups in the morning?
Of course.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yes. Now the Holiday Inn Express is a good hotel. I've heard. I've never stayed there, but it's just up the road from Graceland, and it's a nice place. It's very new, so it's a nice place.
Well, when we were there, we stayed a few nights in Heartbreak Hotel, which has now been demolished, unfortunately, and then we moved just up the boulevard to the Days Inn. But I don't know what the Days Inn is like now.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people stay there too. It's very cheap, but it's been there since before Elvis died, so it's very, very old.
Yes. Yeah. It's basic. That's what it is, I suppose.
It's very run down, so I don't like it myself, but some people do stay there.
And I'm wondering about the house round the corner on Dolan. I wish Graceland would actually buy it and sort of open it up as part of the tour.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but it's all run down too.
Is it really?
I don't know who's taking care of that place. Yes.
I did hear that Jack Soden said that they were asking silly money for it, because they know that there's plenty of money there to be paid. So they ask a lot of money,
I'm sure.
A lot of more and more of what it's really, really worth. But it's a shame that it's a shame that it's run down, unfortunately, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, it is.
Okay.
That's with a lot of things.
What would you have voted for on the poll, or did you vote on the poll? Elvis clothing, lock of hair, or a piece of jewelry?
I voted on the jewelry.
All right.
I would love to have, like a ring or something, but I have all of those items on the poll.
Right.
So I got a scarf from Elvis, of course.
Of course, yes.
And yes. And I have some strands of Elvis's hair because a friend of mine got them out of the hospital when Elvis left the hospital. She got them out of the sink, and so she gave me some.
Oh, wow. Ruth, oh my goodness me, that is just great. What a great story.
Yeah, I could clone Elvis. I could clone Elvis, right?
Yeah. You look after them until cloning is possible from hair, would you please? And what about the piece of jewelry?
And then the jewelry, I have a ring from a friend of Elvis's that Elvis gave him. So Elvis didn't give me some jewelry, but I do have a ring that he bought for a friend of his.
Yeah, that counts. Yeah. So you've got all three. You've got a scarf, you've got the hair from the sink, and then you've got the piece of jewelry. Wow, Ruth, I just know I can feel the envy coming through the screen from everybody.
Well, I'm very, very blessed and very lucky to have all those things.
Yes, you are. You are.
And to be around when Elvis was around. And,
yeah.
you know, it was just amazing.
Right. I'm sure you treasure those items.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Very good.
But I would love to have another, piece of jewelry, something that Elvis wore on his hand. That would be awesome.
Yeah. I agree. Anything just to be close to him. Okay, Ruth, it's lovely to hear from you. Thank you very, very much for ringing in. It always is a pleasure speaking to you.
Oh, you're welcome, Steve.
All right.
Thank you for the show.
You're welcome.
You.
Welcome. Please call again.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Wow. Ruth, she's got Elvis clothing, a scarf. She's got the lock of his hair from the sink, and then she's got a ring, piece of jewelry. Wow. I'm envious. I must admit, I have to say I am envious. Congratulations, Ruth. Well done. My song of the week. Yes. Okay. We're going to close the poll in a little while. I still see there's a few votes coming in, so I'll leave it open for another minute or two. Which of these items would you love to own? Elvis clothing, a piece of Elvis clothing, a lock of his hair, or a piece of jewelry? Okay. My song of the week from Stay Away Joe was written by Sid Tepper and Roy C. Bennett and published by Gladys Music, which was one of Elvis's publishing companies. It is based on the traditional song Green Sleeves, which Elvis requested to rework for him. Take One was announced as Evergreen, but this title was dropped. So if you ever hear the outtakes, you can find them actually on YouTube. You will actually hear the engineer say Evergreen, Take One, and it breaks down, so... there is a persistent belief that Green Sleeves was composed by Henry VIII for his lover and future queen consort Anne Boleyn. Now, as I say, the jury is still out whether this is true or not. Boleyn allegedly rejected King Henry's attempts to seduce her, and this rejection may be referred to in the song when the writer says, "Cast me off discourteously." However, the piece is based on an Italian style of composition that did not reach England until after Henry's death, making it more likely to be Elizabethan in origin. So, there's two schools of thought. Yes, it was connected to Henry VIII, and the other people say no, it wasn't. It was more likely to be Elizabethan. So it is, of course, Stay Away. That is my song of the week. And again, I haven't agreed with the majority of people because Stay Away came second in the poll, 37%. It was close, though. I did have to think about All I Needed Was the Rain. I had to think very, very hard. Very, very hard. But in the end, I came down with Stay Away. And I've picked Take Two because Take One and Take Two were recorded a lot slower, more in the tempo of Green Sleeves. And Take One breaks down after Elvis cracks a joke about the eagle. I'll let you figure out what he says about the eagle. My choice is Take Two, and I prefer this tempo to the faster version from the movie as it retains the feel of Green Sleeves better. That's what I think. But as I say, it was a very, very, very close call. I knew I had to pick one, and it was nearly All I Needed Was the Rain. Let's close the poll, shall we? And let's have a look. Which of these items would you love to own? And believe it or not, it's 53% said jewelry, 27% said Elvis clothing, and 20% said a lock of his hair. So you'll see that come up now in the chat. And piece of jewelry, 52%, Elvis clothing, 27%, and a lock of his hair, 19%. What would I have gone for? I would have said Elvis clothing and a particular piece of Elvis clothing. But I'm not going to tell you at the moment. But you will find out. You will find out in due course. You will find out in a few weeks' time. But that's what I would have voted for. I would have been the 27% of Elvis clothing. Greensleeves has always been one of my fave folk songs in the 1970s. I have a magazine I bought at MSG in 1982. I have given the ticket stubs to my son. It was heavenly being there. You mean 1972? It says 82 there, but I know what you mean. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. I will put the link below for my song of the week, which is take 2 of Stay Away. I don't know why I hit that button. I really don't, because I really should hit this button. So thanks to everybody again that rang in. It was great. And thanks to all the people that commented and took part in the quiz and so forth. And next week's, it's in the list, it's the 28th movie, Live a Little, Love a Little. Great movie. If you do want to support the channel, you can buy me a coffee or two by using the link below. And until next Sunday, take care of yourselves.